hello, hello, my beloveds. Hello there, my soul family. Good afternoon, if it's afternoon for you. Good evening, if it's evening time for you. Good morning, if it's morning time for you. How's my beautiful soul family doing today? Happy Tuesday. Surprise, surprise. A little earlier than usual. But no, it's not tarot. I'm not going to do Tarot Tuesday right now. Unfortunately, actually, I won't be able to do Tarot Tuesday today. But I still wanted to come on for a little bit. Doing great, thank you. Independently lady, thank you. Santo hija mía, my goddaughter, all these beautiful souls. Doing great, Gracie, thank you. You're welcome, Gabriela. The UK is in the house. Let's see where you all from. Who is checking in from where? Let me see. I know we have the UK in the house. I know we have New York in the house. Where are you checking in from? Let me know. Let me know where you're checking in from. Blessings to you, Healing Medicine. Miami, yes. Awesome. North Carolina, Chicago is in the house too. South California, awesomeness. Massachusetts, South Carolina, California. London is in the house. Orlando, Florida. Awesome. Ooh, quite a few Miamians. My hometown, Toronto, Orlando also. Awesome, awesome. Rhode Island is in the house. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I wanted to come on this early afternoon. It's early for me over here in the West Coast. Because I have a message that I want to deliver, right? Obviously. But more than that, since I won't be able to come on tonight for Tarot Tuesday, unfortunately, I still wanted to connect with you today. And I've been having this message that I wanted to deliver to you since Saturday. I just have not been able to. And this is about knowing your capacity. Knowing your capacity. Spirit brings to our attention the importance of knowing and understanding our capacity. If you let the issues, if you let the problems, if you let the chaos, if you let the argument, if you let the depression, if you allow the anger, if you allow all the upsetting emotions to continuously distract you, it's easy to steer away from recognizing what your capacity is. You see, because when we know what our capacity is, when we understand and know what our capacity is, we are able to overcome so much in our life. Your capacity, my capacity, is not based on my mother's opinion. It's not based on what my father failed to do or didn't know how to do. It's not based on what my family says. It's not based on the opinion of my acquaintances and friends. It's not based on anyone. It's based on God. One's capacity, whoever God is for you, whoever God is for you, your capacity is based on God. The divine source of your understanding, the God that you connect to every day, whether it's God, Jesus, Olofin, Olodum, Olodumare, Nsambi, Allah, Brahma, Buddha, whoever it is, that higher source, that higher vibration is whom determines, before you were even born, your capacity. It's interesting to see people that surrender their power to someone else in their life. They surrender their power to their mate, their partner. They surrender their power to your family. You surrender your power to your boss. You surrender your power to anyone and everyone. And then you get confused on what your capacity is. Your capacity is not determined by any human being. Do you hear me? Your capacity is not determined by another human being. Your capacity was already determined by God. When problems and issues start to arise, when you're facing continuous upheavals in your life and just downfalls and breakdowns, okay? Listen, it is so difficult. It is very hard to stay on track. It is very, very, very hard to stay on track. I'm here this afternoon to assist you, hold space for you, wake you up so that you are able to understand and embrace what your capacity is. My first question to you, what are you basing your capacity on? Who are you basing your capacity on? Your capacity to be abundant, your capacity to be successful, your capacity to heal, your capacity to be all that you were meant to be by your divine source. Who are you basing your capacity on? Because your capacity should not be based on anybody at all, in the least whatsoever. Who are you allowing your capacity to be based on? Is it what mama told you? Is it what your husband tells you? Is it what your friends and siblings tell you? Is it what your parents told you about you? Is it what society has convinced you about you? What are you basing your capacity on? That's a very deep question. That's a very deep question that must bring a level of awareness and realization within you, because then you have to ask yourself that question and you have to answer that question to you in the most authentic and honest kind of way. Have you been surrendering your power because you're allowing your capacity to be determined? Listen to me. Are you surrendering your power because you're allowing your capacity to be determined by someone else other than you? Do you hear me? Are you surrendering your power because you have allowed your capacity to be determined by someone else other than you? Do you hear me? Well, beloved Grace, if you want to cry, then let yourself cry, because you know what? You must be holding on to a lot of things inside you, and it's causing some tension. It's causing some energetic tension, and that energetic tension is really, it's hurting you. It's hurting you. That energetic tension is hurting you. I repeat the question. Are you surrendering your power, okay, because you have allowed your capacity to be determined by someone else? Does this make sense to you, my soul family? Does this make sense to you? I hope it does. I hope it does. I hope it does. That's a flat out question. Are you surrendering your power because you have allowed someone else to determine your capacity? That's a big question. I don't know if you feel it, but I know I feel it. That is a big question. Because if you have surrendered your power to someone else, then in reality, who is in charge? Are you in charge? Or is that person in charge? Are you in charge? of you, or is that place that you're surrendering your power to in charge of you? And how does that affect your capacity in your life? Do you understand what I'm saying here today? Who are you surrendering your power to? Because whoever you're surrendering your power to is determining your capacity. Ding, 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 ding. That is what I want you to recognize, to realize. And sometimes we're not consciously aware that this is indeed the problem. Someone else is determining your capacity. That's why your bank account does not look like what you want it to look like. That's why your home does not feel peaceful. Because some of you, I don't know who you are, but Spirit knows who you are. And I strongly believe that you are on here, not for the replays. There are many people that might watch this replay later on, if I even choose to share the replay, that it might apply to. But I'm talking to the ones that are meant to be here listening to this message live in this moment. It happens to be that sometimes you don't even want to even get home. You don't want to even get home. You drive around. You stay parking your car an extra 10, 15, 20 minutes. Your husband and your wife, or your family, or your son or your daughter, mom, dad, where are you? And you're like, I'm 15 minutes away, and you're actually parked 2 blocks away because you don't want to get home. Who are you surrendering your power to? Whomever you're surrendering your power to is determining your capacity. It's working your escape so that you don't have to be home looking at people that disturb your peace of mind. Right? And even though you may not be the happiest at work, you feel better at work than you do at home. That's a problem. Who are you surrendering your power to? Whomever you're surrendering your power to is the person or the place that is in control of your capacity. And that shit needs to change. You need to take that back. You need to take it back. You need to take it back. You need to take your power back. And you take your power back because then you deserve the right to understand and dig deep into your capacity. And your capacity is determined. Your capacity is determined by the God of your understanding, not by people and not by place around you. Your capacity is determined by God. God, your God, the God of your understanding, chose you to be here on this earth. And when you arrived here on this earth, the God of your understanding knew what you were meant to do, what you were born to do, what you have the capacity to do, that was already instilled in you. I get tired of seeing so many people not even understanding what their capacity is. I'm asking you a question. And that question stems from, who are you surrendering your power to? Because whoever you surrender your power to is the one that holds your capacity. Restricts your capacity. And when you ask many people, what is your capacity? Many people look at you like you're speaking to them in Chinese, in a language that they don't understand. I don't know what my capacity is. Why don't you know what your capacity is? When you don't know what your capacity is, that in itself is a problem. Because somewhere along the way, you surrendered your power to someone else. And this created a block in your ability to understand, hone, stand in your power, and know your capacity. Come on now. Come on now. Who is in control of your power in this moment in time in your life? And how that person blocks your ability to understand what you're capable to do in this life? Could that be the reason why you're still sick? Hello? Could that be the reason why your body aches? Could that be the reason what you've not been able to maximize? Could that be the reason why other things that you want to manifest do not arrive? Could that be the reason? Could it be the reason? Who or what is keeping you up at night? What's waking you up in the middle of the night? What is it that you're worried about in the morning when you wake up? What is it that you go to bed concerned and worried about? Who is stealing your mental peace? Because guess what? No one has the authority to steal my mental peace. My peace is mine. My healing is mine. My capacity is mine. My ability to grow and be abundant is mine. No one else's. But when we give our power away, someone else is governing over our lives. Someone else is in control of our lives. Someone else, okay, is using us as a puppet. We're dancing to someone else's song. We're dancing to someone else's rhythm when we don't even like the tone that's been played, the tune that's being played. We don't even like the lyrics of that song. We cannot even dance for it in an inspired kind of way. We are being manipulated by somebody. Do you understand? This is the moment and time period of your life. Listen to what I'm about to share with you. This is the moment and time period of your life when the universe is changing in all the sense of the word. And the universe is changing because it's attempting to bring back equilibrium. It's attempting to bring back balance. This is our opportunity, individually and collectively, to be able to line up, put things in order in our life so that we are able to rescue our power, standing it, understand ourselves, and reach our highest capacity by understanding our capacity, your ability, your maximum ability. Let me go somewhere else with this. Spirit is asking me, or Spirit is instructing me to share with you that sometimes, even when we know what our capacity is, we have thrown ourselves off, out of balance, because we're doing much more than we were meant to do. Oh my God. I don't know if you're all ready for that, because it's just hit me. It just hit me where God and Spirit wants me to go with that. And I don't know if you're ready for this. You understand your capacity, but you're doing more than you're meant to do. You understand your capacity, but you're doing for your son, and you're doing for your husband, and you're doing for your mama, and you're doing for your daddy, and you're doing for your friends, and you're doing for your job, and you're doing for everyone else more than you are meant to do. That's why you're tired. That's why you're depleted. That's why you're confused. That's why you're exhausted. That's why you're angry. That's why you're depressed. That's why you're anxious. That's why you are out of place. Because when we do too much, then we are going over our capacity. And when we go over our capacity, we start to deplete ourselves. Hello? Did that make sense to you, my soul family? Did that make sense to you? Did that make sense to you? Some of us don't know what our capacity is. Some of us don't know what our capacity is. Right? Some of us don't know what our capacity is, and that's because we have surrendered. Listen to this. Some of us don't know what our capacity is because we have surrendered our power to someone else that's interfering with our ability to understand what our capacity is. Number two, some of us who might know or who do know what our capacity is have overextended ourselves by giving away too much of us. We are over the limit. And when we are over the limit, that which is over the limit starts to drain us, starts to suck us dry, starts to also take our power away. We're out of alignment. Starts to deplete us, starts to aggravate us, starts to sicken our body and our mind. Do you understand what I'm saying? Come on now. Bring it on. Bring it on. Thank you. Bring it on. Hold on, my soul family. I'm getting my little tea here. Thank you, mamacita. I needed tea for this. I needed some hot tea because this shit is hot up in here. I don't know what you think, but this thing is hot up in here right now. Because I feel the energy of being drained. I feel the energy of just feeling exhausted. I feel the energy of not even having enough focus and enough energy to do what you want to do for you. How about that? You don't even have enough energy to do what you need to do for you. Okay? Number one. Number two. Number three. Let's talk about the fact that we have sometimes deceased loved ones that drain us. I know this is coming out of left field, but trust and believe that I know what I'm talking about. There are deceased loved ones. Okay? That also drains us. It's not just the living. It's not just the person you're living with. Okay? Okay? It's not just the boss is driving you crazy. It's not just that workplace that's underpaying you. It's not just that best friend that's jealous of you and envious of what you've been able to manifest. It's not just that son or that daughter that's unable to appreciate your efforts and your sacrifices. Okay? How about the many of us that are carrying someone else's, our deceased loved ones, unfinished business, and that becomes our block. That becomes our confusion. Do you hear me? Do you understand what Spirit is sharing with us this afternoon? And you try so hard, and you try so hard, and you try so hard, and you can still make it. And you're wondering what the hell is going on? Why my candles are not working? Why my crystals are not working? Why my prayers is not working? Why my intentions are not working? Why is it that my vision board is not working? Why my spiritual bath is not working? Why my cleanse is not working? Why is it that my reading with my Babalao is not working? Why is it that my godmother and my godfather, seems to not be able to have the answers that I need to be able to turn my life around? Why is it that my body does not cooperate? What is it that I go from one health crisis to another health crisis? What is it that I go from one doctor to the next doctor to the other doctor, and they're not able to know what the fuck is really going on with me, and they keep using me as a damn guinea pig, and everything is always called a virus? There's a negative energy, there's an ancestor, there's a deceased loved one that had unfinished business, and he or she is in your energetic field, and until you do not give that deceased loved ones that spiritual elevation and light that they require, they are tagged onto you like a leech, unable to let you be. Do you understand? And then, you want to hear the other part? There's another huge group of you who deal with both sides. The people in your life that are controlling you, manipulating you. The people in your life that are blocking your blessings. The people in your life, that are just not letting you be who you need to be. The people in your life that you have surrendered your power to. The people in your life that's interfering with your ability to know your capacity. And then you're dealing also with the deceased loved ones that are all up in your energetic field because they're hungry. Hungry for what? Hungry for what they were not able to finish when they were alive. This is not something that I could reduce to such a little time. I don't want to be here for an hour, but let me tell you, this goes in many different directions, in many different avenues. What happens is that you also have deceased loved ones that can attempt to live vicariously through you. Come on now, people. I know somebody on here understands what I'm saying. You have deceased loved ones that can attempt to vicariously live through you. What does that even mean, Afi? I don't even know what the hell that means. I'm going to tell you what that means. It means that some of you have not woken up to the reality. Listen to me, my soul family. Listen to me. Listen to me. I don't know who this is for, but Spirit knows who you are. Listen to me. Some of you have yet to wake up to the reality that you're living a life. You're in relationships with people. You're going to a job that you think you want, but you really don't want. That's why it never feels good. It doesn't really fill your cup. It doesn't really bring the true sense of satisfaction to you. I'm here in this house and I don't feel happy. I finally got this relationship, but I'm not happy. I finally got this new position, but I'm not happy. Why are you not happy? Are you not happy because the position you got is really bad? Are you not happy because the relationship that you're in is really bad? Or are you not happy because in reality you got into that relationship, you got into that position, you got into where you're at to satisfy the unfinished business and needs of the particular entity, spirit, or deceased loved one that's vicariously living through you? Vamos. Let's go now. Do you hear me? You might have married that person, okay, because grandmama thought that that was the person that you needed to marry. You might have married that person because you had an auntie that never got married, okay, and she's getting married through you. Oh, I know this sounds crazy to some of you, but trust me, trust me. Trust me, this happens. Trust me. Trust me, it happens. Okay? It happens. It happens all the freaking time. Okay? How else can you send badges? You can send donations via my Venmo if you want. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now I want to share a couple of things with you to try to help you, okay? Give me 1 second as I'm writing this here. Okay. So a couple of things. Thank you, my soul family, for those badges. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for those badges. Thank you. One thing that I want you to do sometime this week. We are still under this full moon in Pisces vibration, right? We had a full moon in Pisces yesterday. A lot of emotions are coming up. A lot of things energetically and spiritually are surfacing up. You might find yourself conflicted with what you want, based on what you wanted, based on what you wanted versus what you want. Okay, you find yourself addressing some emotional conflict, internal conflict. Okay. Thank you so much. Spiritual guidance heals. Thank you so very much. So this Pisces moon This Pisces full moon went down yesterday, but its vibration is still lingering over us. Is asking us to stop being the slave of invisible energies and entities that have already lived their time and their life. Do you understand me? We have to stop surrendering our power, okay, to deceased loved ones whose time came to an end. You have to stop doing what you were taught to do by mama, grandmama, or daddy because they thought it was the best when you are not living happy. You have to stop feeling like you are in conflict because you promised your grandmama on her deathbed that you were going to do X, Y, and Z. You continue to do X, Y, and Z while making grandmama spiritually happy while you are miserable. Do you hear me? Because I have come across in my spiritual work many people that are truly unhappy, complying, abiding by a promise they made, and even though they are honoring the promise, they are not honoring themselves. I am honoring the promise I made to you, but I am dishonoring my needs, dishonoring my talent, dishonoring my capacity, dishonoring me. Do you understand? So I'm wondering, who's living through you? Are you living your life? Or there's an energy that's living through you? You see, it's not always the typical, redundant, outdated, story of, because somebody's doing witchcraft on me, and somebody is hexing me, and somebody is tying me down, and this body, no. Sometimes what's hexing you runs through your blood. Sometimes what's tying you down runs through your blood. Sometimes what's not allowing you to be, it's running through your blood. Do you understand? Your own blood. Menga, as we say in Palo Mayombe. Your own oche, as we say in Yoruba. Tu sangre, as we say in Spanish. So we have to be able to do the inner work to uproot the vibrations, to uproot the vibration of deceased people that are living vicariously through us. Let's make this very clear. It's not always the thing about that deceased loved one wishes you bad. Quite the contrary. They don't wish you bad. But they have not been able to accept that their time has come to an end. And they do not have the right to live through you, to attempt to satisfy their earthly needs through you. Some of them miss that light. Some of them are in denial of the fact that they just need to release, elevate, and let you be. Some of you have not gotten the memo that you have the right, the God-given right to be you, to be who and what you want to be, and not continuously sacrifice your current human existence, to what your grandmama wanted, to what your daddy wanted. How about those of you that have family members? aunties and whomever that says, that's not what your mama would have done. That's not what your daddy would have done. That's not, well, your mama wanted you to do this and your daddy wanted you to do this and but I'm not them. I'm not my grandmama. I am not my granddaddy. I am me. So the next person that comes at you and tells you, well, that's not what your mama would have done. Well, that's not what your daddy would have done. And that's not the first question that you need to ask, and the only question that you need to ask, a question that you don't even need to wait for an answer to. You need to ask them, well, when do at what time in my life, at what age in my life do you think I have the right to do me, to do what I want to do for me in my life? None of them will have an answer. You know why? Because they don't know how to answer that. Well, I'm just saying that's just not, how your mama would have done it. That's just not that. And the question keeps being, when is it that I have the opportunity to govern over my life the way that I choose to? With my life. Because you need to start recognizing what you want to do with your life. Know your capacity. Know your capacity. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to do a list. I want you to do a list when you're calm, okay? At home or before going to bed or whenever you have 10, 15, 20 minutes for yourself. I want you to write a list of everything that you do in your life. Everything. I want you to be very specific. It doesn't have to be a whole paragraph, a whole story. Very specific. Every little detail that you do on a day-to-day basis, your routine. You wake up, you brush your teeth, you jump in the shower, you get dressed, the style of clothing that you wear, the car that you drive, the house that you live in, the job that you go to, the person that you're married to, the person that you're dating, the person that you are in relationship with, whether it's platonic or romantic. I want you to enumerate, to list as much as you can about your life. Okay? On the right side of everything that you list, I want you to write a check mark next to each thing that you are sincerely happy with and in agreement with. Okay? And for everything that you're not happy with, not in agreement with, I want you to write a question mark. Boy, buddy, I'm coming for you right now. I want you to write a question mark next to each and everything that you don't feel in alignment with, but you do it every day. You don't feel happy with, but you do it every day. Right? Now, what does that question mark represent? The question mark represents, why am I doing it? Okay? Who am I doing it for? This thing that I put a question mark next to, that obviously I'm not happy with, who am I doing it for? Am I doing it for me? Obviously not, because I'm not happy with it. Or am I doing it for somebody else? Or am I doing it because that's what I was told I needed to do? Or am I doing it because that's how I was taught that I needed to be? Okay? Do you hear me? Know your capacity. What is needed? What is needed in order for you to know your capacity? Can anyone answer that question? What's one thing that is important for us to do in order to understand and really know our capacity? What is it? And again, that list needs to be very specific. I want you to everything. Look at the clothes that you wear. Look at the foods that you eat. Look at the places that you go to. Look at the activities that you do or don't do. Okay? Look at how you interact with your loved ones. Look at every little aspect of your life. I want you to get into the cracks and crannies of your life. Okay? And on the right side of that, check mark for those things that you are sincerely in agreement and happy with and don't want to change, because it's really something that brings satisfaction and joy to you. And a question mark next to everything that you're like, this, I do it every day, but it don't make me happy. And that question mark represents what? Why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? Why do I continue to do it? Okay? So let me see the answers. Knowledge of self. Yeah, that's a good one. Look within what brings us joy. Yes, I like that. What is needed in order for you to know your capacity? I still ask the question, what is needed in order for us to know our capacity? Self-realization, that's a good one. I'm waiting for a specific answer. I'm waiting for a specific answer. Self-love, very much so. That's number one. In order for us, I'm going to give it to you. In order for us to really understand our capacity or begin to understand our capacity, we need to listen to me. Get close to the screen. I need you to get close to the screen so you don't even act like you didn't fucking hear me. Get close to the screen. In order for us to begin to understand our capacity, we need to stop living in denial. Because denial keeps me attached to things and places and people that interferes with my ability to understand and know my capacity. I'm in denial of the truth because I don't want to rock the boat, because I don't want to have an argument, because I don't want to disturb anything, when in reality, I'm the one that's disturbed inside. So you need to stop ignoring and denying that reality that you're living in. Some of you are habitual denialers. I just made up that word. You live in denial all the time. How do you live in denial? Not just by ignoring things, but also by, no, I don't want to talk about it. When people ask you, are you okay? And you say, how are you? People ask you, how are you? And you say, I'm okay. When in reality, you're not. That's a lie. A lie is a lie no matter how you damn put it. A lie is a lie. A lie is a lie. Stop living in denial. What are you in denial of? Do you hear me, my soul family? Why am I sharing all this with you? Why am I taking the time to come live out of my normal hours and many more lives that I will be doing? Because I want you to understand what are the many beneficial, okay? What are the many benefits behind the upcoming ancestral healing ritual? I need you to understand, why do we even do an ancestral healing ritual? Because some of your old asses unfortunately don't like to read. I'm very specific with what I share. And some of you all just don't read, right? So because you don't read, I come to say it verbally. For all these things that we're speaking about, that we've been talking about since the beginning of this live, from the spiritual aspect, meaning the deceased loved ones, but also for the things that we do in our lives, okay? And how we're always someone else's puppet for some reason, and how we don't understand our capacity. all that, okay, all that gets looked into through ancestral healing. It's very, 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 very important, because you are living a life that you're not satisfied with, you're not content with, you're not happy with, okay? And this is affecting you on a day-by-day basis. Every single day, it's affecting you. It's affecting you, okay? So I really need you to consider how important ancestral healing is. Because these deceased loved ones, our ancestors, who by all means, not all of them wished us bad, but some of them had bad lives. Ding ding, did you hear that? Not all of them necessarily wish us bad, but some of them had bad lives. And that energetically has trickled down into our energy field because it's in our blood. Okay? So ancestral healing, it's about cutting cords, okay, with the negative aspect of our lineage. Okay, that's one major benefit of ancestral healing. The other benefit of ancestral healing is also, to honor the loved ones, to honor our deceased loved ones, to honor our ancestors that do have light, that are elevated, okay, that do want and desire the best for us, that understand that they only guide us to a certain level, but allow us free will to choose what we want to do, and they're not vicariously living through us. We honor those. That's why I call them, it's a terminology that I've coined, ancestors of wisdom and deceased loved ones and spirit guides of light. Because not all our ancestors are ancestors of wisdom. Not all our deceased loved ones are deceased loved ones or spirit guides of light. But they're still in our blood. They're still in our DNA. They're still down into the bone marrow. And it affects our decisions. It affects our planning. It affects our life. It affects our desires. It affects our capacity. That's why Spirit says, know your capacity. Know your capacity. And one step in knowing what your capacity is by stop living in denial. In denial of your truth. In denial of what you really want to do. In denial of where you really want to be. In denial of who you really want to do it with. In denial of who you really are at the core of your being. At the core of your being, my soul family. At the core of your being. At the core of your being. Okay? So I invite you to look into the ancestral healing ritual. It's in November 6th, but spaces are filling up, okay? And November 6th is right around the corner, okay? And I believe is going to be empowering for you and your life, okay? If you want to know more about the ancestral healing ritual, if you want to sign up for the ancestral healing ritual, click the link in my bio. Okay, go to my IG page, click the link in my bio. Okay, and in the link in my bio, look for where it says Ancestral Healing Ritual. Click on that, and it'll take you directly to the Ancestral Healing Ritual page, description page. And at the bottom, you're able to sign up. You could sign up by paying in full, or you can sign up by partial payment. Okay, cutting it in half. Okay, but this is a ancestral healing ritual that so many of us need for our life, for our destiny, for our prosperity. How about the fact, Lord, that's another life, and I'm not going to jump into that right now, but the other fact is that you're not doing this ancestral healing ritual just for you. You're doing this ancestral healing ritual because you also do not want to pass down to your children the baggage that you've been carrying since you were born. Hello? That's a whole nother topic in its own. Well, we cannot live in denial, beloved. Our soul, our inner soul knows the truth. And so often we ignore the voice of our soul. So often we ignore the voice of our soul. This is a moment and this is the time for you to take a step forward into saying, you know what? I need to be able to heal me, not just for me, but I'm going to heal me for my children. I'm going to heal me for the next generation to come. I'm going to heal me because I don't want to come back to this earth to repeat the same lessons. That's even another topic that I will be talking about later on. Okay? So look into the ancestral healing ritual. I invite you. By the way, if you're not on my text list, I invite you to be on my text list. I promise I don't bombard you with a whole bunch of messages, okay? But you're able to connect with me via text. And the number is 833-749-2069. What you need to do is you text Soul Family, okay? Text Soul Family, SOULFAMIL, FAMILY. Text Soul Family all together. No separation needed. Text Soul Family to 833-749-2069. 833-749-2069. And there you will be part of my text list, and I'll be sending you some weekly text message, okay? Reminders of things that are going on, and also if I have a sale going on or an event coming up or when I'm going live, or so you don't miss anything. Because we know we cannot always count on social media, right? Social media is unpredictable and we don't own social media, okay? Okay, so definitely, text Soul Family to 833-749-2069. 833-749-2069. Is it WhatsApp? No, unfortunately, it's not WhatsApp. Unfortunately, not. It's not WhatsApp. But if you are out of the U.S., no, unfortunately, you can from outside of the U.S. But if you are out of the U.S., then definitely sign up for my newsletter, and that link is in my bio. Go to my IG page, click the link in my bio, and at the top is the email list. Okay, so you can sign up for my newsletter, my newsletter. I mean, and you can do that. For those of you out of the U.S., you can do my what I just said. I forgot. Newsletter. Okay, so definitely. Okay, see, Bahamas gets it, but I don't think the UK or Europe has access to the 833 number. You can try. Never hurts to try, but definitely sign up for my newsletter. The link is in my bio too as well. So my soul family, that's my message for today. Unfortunately, I will not be on tonight for Tarot Tuesday. I have a lot going on. Next weekend is the shadow work retreat, and I have a lot to do, okay, to get everything, all the little final details ready for the shadow work retreat, which is next week. And therefore I won't be able to come on tonight for Tarot Tuesday, but I love you all, and my heart is always with you. Let's stay connected. Okay, let's stay connected. Let's do the work and know your capacity. Okay, know your capacity. Know your capacity. Okay, I love you all. Have a great rest of your afternoon and evening. and let's get together. Let's do this work. Let's do this work. The ancestral healing ritual is going to be yummy, yummy, and you need all that yumminess in your life. Much love. Over and out. This is Spiritual Dr. Alfie.